I wanted to talk about Jamie Foxx being like, all over social media right now because he is with a non-person of color. I guess to say it the nice way, a white woman.
Bunny.
And this is the thing. This is not new because was he not allegedly with Katie Holmes? So what is the big deal?
That's right.
And his daughter is half white. He was with, his daughter is biracial.
Yeah.
Oh.
And she's absolutely gorgeous. I think either way, right? I'm just saying, I don't think it's a big deal and they shouldn't make it into this huge, humongous thing. And they're dragging him. I don't know if Black women on a whole are just so upset every time they see a Black man with a white woman or a Hispanic woman. I don't know where that anger comes from. I don't know where the sense of entitlement is to say, oh, because you're Black, you have to date a Black woman. You know what I mean? Or it's like, I don't know. The other thing is that I didn't like that social media also dragged LeBron's son because he took a white girl to prom.
I didn't like that either.
It's like, come on.
You know what I think it is? I think because Black women have been through a lot, the society, they are the least paid, the biggest picked on, the social media. I could go on and on. And I think it is a, upsettingness of like lack of appreciation, like we don't feel valued or appreciated. And then also I think it is for some Black men who are watching him do this, it's the destruction of our melanin. That's why dark-skinned men tend to like to date white women because they know that they have a baby and their baby won't be as dark as them and then they won't have as many issues as them because colorism is real.
Well, without a mixed mom and dad, I wouldn't be here. So I'm all for date whoever the fuck you want to date, child. Yeah. There's plenty other Black men for women to go out there and get.
Yeah, that's the funniest thing is that it's plenty of fish in the sea. Why are you so worried about what those guppies over there doing?
Yeah, so this is the thing. I think that people think celebrities owe the public, the regular folks, something that they feel that they have a say-so in these people's lives, and that they feel that they should set an example to show Black excellence, Black love, and to stay within your own race and your own kind. If you're a certain caliber of man, why can't you find another caliber woman along those same lines that is your skin color, right? But in reality, like, you like what you like. And I don't really think that Jamie Foxx is going out there and saying, oh, I want this white woman because I want to have mixed children. He's already, a middle-aged man, I guess you want to say, that looks amazing. And I don't see him wanting to be with her to procreate and have biracial children. Yeah. He's already had children. Yeah. I believe that is just what he's attracted to at the moment. And I don't know that he's totally only attracted to white women. And LeBron's son is just starting to date, you know what I mean? One thing I will say is that with the other issue that's going on right now is Dwayne Wade and his wife and his family, they're being scrutinized left and right because their daughter is now dating a trans Caucasian male. And you know what I mean? Just to drag a child as well in social media is just so disheartening to see because I'm like, God, they're still kids. You know what I mean? So I think the public are just, they have too much time on their hands and they have a sense of entitlement that they shouldn't have to celebrities.
Beyond. Yeah.
A sense of entitlement, yes. But I do think that celebrities are well aware of what they're getting themselves into when they become celebrities. Yeah. I definitely think that the Wades are, even their daughter, she is an advocate and an activist at a young age, just by having a social media account, point blank, period. Even if she don't even say I'm an activist and she don't go marching, just by having this account and famous parents, you are an advocate and an activist because you are a person in the limelight. People are observing you forever. You know what I mean? So they know what they're doing. I think they're doing great. I think they're great parents. With the whole Jamie Foxx and the Black and White and then LeBron James' son, I really feel like, how can I put this? I really feel like women of color just don't want to be erased. You know what I mean? And and then also, like, when you look at society and the instillment that we receive, we have to unlearn to think that white people are better than us, because in society, the way they teach you things like white people are this and black people, white is beautiful, darker you are, the uglier you are. That's just instillment from society in your psyche, unconsciously just growing up from a baby, right? And you have to unlearn that. You see, like, I've had friends who are just like, I only like white girls, straight dudes. And I'm just like, well, why? Like, I used to only like Latin men, or I used to only like white dudes too when I was super, super young. And then I had to realize, well, why? Why do I like what is wrong with that chocolate man and that big ass dick he probably got between his legs? Like, what? Like,
allegedly,
right? Because last night, girl, anyway, so it was like, well, why? You know what I mean? Like, and once you realize that you've been conditioned and trained to think that these things are superior and better, for me, it opened my eye. Like, I have this one friend who's like, I don't know, I just like white girls. But the fact that you don't know, figure it out, and then maybe you'll realize, am I being unconsciously racist? And what's wrong with a black woman or a Latin woman? You get what I'm saying? And that's what I think.
Let me share this last thought with you, okay? Is that I recently, my son is 14, and my husband and I, Andre, we had a discussion about what kind of girl do we think that he likes, because our older child is they, them pronoun, transitioning currently from male to female, going through the whole hormones bit. So my 14-year-old is heterosexual as far as we know. And so my husband and I, we just was like kind of like making a bet in a sense, like what kind of girl he likes, because we moved to Virginia and it's predominantly people of color area that we live in. The school is predominantly Black. And so we just asked him, like, hey, what kind of girls do you like? And what kind of girls would you date? And he basically said Caucasian girls. And so, automatically I was taken aback. Like, I was like, so do you, like, is something wrong with mom? You know what I mean? Like, I was automatically, and then Dre had to stop me and say, Chrissy, we come all the way from an island in Washington State, predominantly our children have been to Caucasian schools, predominantly, not much exposure to the Black community. And he's not around Black women or Black females to be attracted to them in that way. And then we moved here to Virginia, and the girls at that school is off the chain. I've been to the school myself, and I'm just like, and he's like, Mom, those girls are not my type. Like, there's no way that he would.
They ghetto.
Yes.
He like him a good old Susie homemaker, don't he?
It is so sad because he has not been around Black girls, and then the first exposure really that he has to them, it's a negative experience.
Some hood rats.
Yes. So it's like, so when he's like, okay, he's attracted to Caucasian girls, it's like, oh, okay, well, it's his environment. That's what he's been around majority of all 14 years of his life, basically.
Yeah.
So when
plus it's probably temporary.
That's what I think about. Maybe he goes to a predominantly Caucasian school.
Well, I mean, you also can help him figure out, why am I feeling this way? What is wrong with a Indian woman with a red dot on her head, or the bitch from Bangladesh?
One, probably.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. You have to broaden his spectrum of women. Show him, like get him some like some not nasty stuff, but like give him some like pictures of like other women, and like just broaden his spectrum of like Asian women. He might end up liking him some low main. You know what I mean? You never know.
My oldest is like with an Asian person. Like, I love his partner. But what I want to say is that his father, my 14-year-old's father, is like with not a Black woman, and his father's uncles are not with Black women. So I think maybe it could be like a DNA thing too. I don't know.
What's the word? Like, this is what my surroundings are. This is what I see other people doing. This is what I should do too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Environment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, very interesting.
I was gonna say real quick, because I grew up with Hispanic and Black people, so I wasn't really into white guys.
Is that why you like Kevin Samuels?
Maybe.
He likes,
but hello.
I mean, I like Big Dang-a-Lang too. Last night. Ooh, I wish I could tell y'all the story. I'll do it after.
Oh, Lord.
Woo!
Yeah.
Woo!
You. What about me in the Walmart parking lot?
What about you? What were you getting? What are you saying though? You were around Black men and Latin men.
That I grew up around. Yeah, I grew up around Black and Hispanic people. So white men wasn't really like my thing. And then the only two white men that I was with, they kind of smell like Cheetos. So that was that. But I'm open. Now she's dead. Now she did. But I'm open.
I just want to know, what are you guys' thoughts on, did Megan The Stallion have sex with Tory Lanez or not?
Yes.
I think so. I think so. Even though he's so damn short, why would she? But I guess
he's short, and that patchy ass head. I don't know. Hold on.
Did he shoot her or not? Because what I heard is that it was glass that was in her feet and not bullet fragments, like what was told to us.
Oh, I didn't hear that. And he keeps denying it. So, well, he kept denying it.
Well, he didn't have any gunpowder residue on his hand when they tested
and that would
him.
make sense because I saw the video footage and she was hopping around like how I hop around when I get glass in my foot.
Yeah. So there is the
that would make total sense.
The medical examiner or someone medical along those lines stated that it was glass. So I don't know. But the main part that I wanted to know is that do you guys believe, because when she did the interview and they asked
Gayle King,
did
she said no.
Yes, but that was a suspicion.
But it wasn't just no. She was like, did you have intercourse?
She repeated the question, right?
Right. To give herself time. Like, yeah, I mean, because if she didn't, she'd just be like, no.
Exactly.
I mean, like, right. But instead of just being like, well, define sex. It's like, bitch, you suck.
That was a Bill Clinton moment.
That was, yeah. Right. Yes, it was. And you know, like, it really bothers me because I think any sexual act is sex. I think if me and a guy jerk off together, we've had sex because it's a sexual act. You don't have to penetrate me for
Carlos
us
does not agree, honey. Carlos,
I mean, that's because he a hoe, and hoes gonna do what hoes gonna do.
Sex is sex. Sex is sex. If you nutted in my mouth, it even happened because it ain't sex. Your wholeness can be erased.
Like you said, I guess it's the definition of what sex is, and I think the question should have been: has there been any intimate contact with,
right?
You know what I mean, Tory Lanez or whatever the case.
Yeah,
did
you got to be specific.
A relationship because I had sex with you and I fucked you. We're in a relationship. We're not. Like it was like eating lunch or breakfast. We're done. We digested that process and now we're moving on. So to say the relationship, it was just not the right question. I think that she asked. Yeah, because people get so picky on perspective, especially when they're trying to be manipulative. Well, define sex, bitch. Did you not? Did you see each other's private parts? You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying, bitch. Like, y'all were
I wonder how his look.
How what?
How his thing look? He's so short and
I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind. I think he's kind of cute.
What?
Yeah, Tory Lanez. I mean, as long as he get that hairspray done and he
listen, honey.
It ain't that patchy.
Right. What is up with that? With his hairline?
He got alopecia.
No man.
Oh, okay. Well, I take that back.
Too bad, too sad. Okay, y'all.
Speaking of alopecia, you know we're not gonna get into it. We're not gonna get into the Will Smith.
Speaking of alopecia,
we're not gonna get into it. We will save that for another topic. Thank you guys so much for being here. This is always fun chatting with you too. It's a great conversation. I'm gonna link everybody in here again. This is a little behind the scenes clip because Chrissy has some more to say. I'm gonna add this.
Yeah, this is extra, honey.
This is extra. Yeah. Well, thank you so much. Love yourself, as we always say, and don't forget to smile.